What's going on? This be your boy Scotty, and we're here for a review of Iyanla Fix My Life, and we're here for unfinished business with the Mitchell brothers. Well, basically, not even just the Mitchell brothers, it's the Mitchell family, to be quite honest with you. And we saw them last year, and they had a very compelling story. They all grew up in foster care for most of their childhood, for most of their lives. Their mother was on drugs, and their father really wasn't present in their life. And come to find out that since Iyanla Fix My Life, the family has been broken down even further, and it's like they need more and more healing and more help. Now, we open up with Marvin. He's losing his cool with the other brother, Melvin. And my thing with Marvin is when I heard him go the fuck off and he was like, everybody feels like they can say whatever the fuck they want to say to me. But once I go the fuck off and say what the fuck I want to say, then everybody want to act like I'm wrong. I'm the bad guy when I go the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly agree with that. Because in my family, I'm probably the most humble one. I'm always the one that's always given to everybody. But then everybody feels like they can treat me any kind of way just because I'm everybody's go-to. Everybody goes to me for everything. Whether it's for emotional support or whether it's for money or whether it's for anything else, I'm everyone's go-to. But when it comes down to me, I don't have an outlet. I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't have anyone that I feel comfortable talking to or to go to for financial help. Not that I even need financial help because I never need it. But it's like I don't have a go-to person, but I'm everybody's go-to, and I always have to deal with my own thing by myself. And I'm always closed off, and I'm always shut down when I'm going through something emotional. I'm always shut down. I don't want to talk about it. I'd rather deal with it by myself. I'd rather, seclude myself from everybody. And it kind of kills everybody. Everybody hates that about me, but that's just the way I handle it because I don't trust anyone. So when he says that he can take so much from everybody, but when he finally do let loose, he's in the wrong. I understood that. I felt that in my spirit because I feel the same way. With my family, they can say whatever they want to say. They can belittle me. They can throw things that I've done in my past in my face as if they don't have a past. They can talk about me as if they're God and that they're my judge and jury, and they're not. But if I throw up whatever the fuck they've done, or if I remind them of the things that I've done for them, or the way that I was there for them, like they try to remind me of the ways that they were there for me, and because they were there for me, they feel like they can treat me any kind of way. I'm the bad person when I remind someone or when I humble someone with their own truth. So I understood what Marvin was saying, but like Iyanla said, it's always, you don't have to be like them. You can always take a different approach. And that's great and sound advice. Now, I don't always follow it. It's hard to. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of the times I do sit back and I just allow people to say whatever fuck they want to say. And I just brush it off and I keep on moving. But it's only so much brushing off I can do and before I pounce and before I burst. And you can't keep fucking with a sleeping dog, okay? Because after a while, it's going to bite your ass point blank. So after all of that, we get back into the room with the brothers, and Michael basically wanted to die. He feels like if he was dead, that would make his brothers happy, that'll make his sister happy, that'll make his mother happy. And Iyanla asked him, do you think that your family wants you dead? It's not the fact that he thinks that the family wants him dead. He feels like he's not understood. He feels like no one understands him. No one wants to take out the time to understand him. Like he mentioned Melvin. He said that he tries to talk to Melvin. Melvin don't answer the phone. And when he does answer the phone, it's a hi and bye. You all know that I have been a survivor of depression, and sometimes I still deal with depression. And I've had my moment where I wanted to commit suicide. And the fact that I wanted to do that is because I felt like that all my family, everybody would be better off if I wasn't here. You know what I mean? Because I felt like no one cared. You know what I mean? Like, especially like I just mentioned, when you're everybody's go-to and whenever you need somebody, there's no one to be found. It's disheartening. Like when you're going through your own emotional issues, everybody wants to make it seem like you're just looking for a storyline because you're always so strong. You're always there for everybody else. So how the fuck could you have any problems? But that's the thing that people fail to understand. We all got fucking problems. So I feel like I don't want to be a burden. And because I'm going through my own shit, I don't want nobody to feel like I'm trying to burden them with my issues. So I want to die. And maybe that'll make everybody else feel better if I was gone. Or maybe that'll make everybody realize what the fuck they had in their lives if I was gone. That was what I was thinking when I wanted to commit suicide or when I attempted. He thinks no one understands him. So why would I be in a world full of people who don't understand me? Why do I want to be in a world with a bunch of people that don't take out the time to understand me? Not even my own family. I understood that. And I felt him on that. I really did. Then him and Melvin have their issue. They go back and forth, and he lets loose. Okay, Melvin was like, "What do we have to talk about? There's nothing that you have to talk about that would interest me," and that hurts Michael. Now Michael might be a little bit off. That may not be the correct term to use, but he may be a little bit off. But he's a human, and he has feelings like everybody else do. So to see how everybody pretty much brushes him off and don't really care about how he feels, when you brush a person off for so many times, for so long, for so many years, you brush them off, you don't really pay attention to them and how the fuck they feel, that makes them go into a level of depression. And that's why I always try to be there for my younger brother. Whenever I feel like he's sad or whenever I feel like he's depressed, I always try to check on him. Whether he wants to talk to me or not, I'm gonna always ask what's wrong, just so he knows that if he wants to talk to me, I'm right here. You know what I mean? Like, you can't brush people off, especially someone that's looking for attention, and that's not looking for attention in a bad way. He just wants to have a relationship with his siblings, and his siblings don't want to have one with him because they don't understand him, and that's a hurt feeling to have. Marcus, he feels like a failure because at the end of the day, they came to Iyanla for healing. He came to Iyanla to learn how to be a big brother. He still hasn't learned how to be that. So he feels like at the end of the day, I'm here for me. I'm here to learn. And I'm here to try to be that big brother for y'all that I wasn't. And I totally understand that. Keezy, she checks in. She said that she 40. I look at her and I'm like, girl, you look younger than me to be 40, honey, but you look good. All of those kids look good. All of them are very good looking. Like, LaRonda has some good looking kids. So, Keezy was like, I shut myself down. I will admit that I wasn't the one that was trying to be better and hold the phone and talk to my brothers and keep in contact. For 5 months straight, I took myself off social media. I changed my number. I didn't want to be, involved with nobody. I needed some space for myself. And sometimes you need that space for yourself. I know that I always want my space. I feel like having your own space is pretty much needed in life. Sometimes you need to have this space. And, I understood her. I really did. Marvin felt like she was lying, he was like, I'm just telling you what she told me. Her and her boyfriend was taking their social media down together, and that's why she did it. But she said, okay, maybe I didn't tell you the whole story, but he wasn't the only reason. Like, I was into it with people on social media. Like, I needed to be away from that. And sometimes social media can be a bit much. I mean, I'm a vlogger, so I don't have no other choice but to be on social media. But at the same time, I kind of learned to tune social media out in a sense. Like, I don't really take breaks from it. I just tune people out and I do my own damn thing. But sometimes you need it. So Keezy, Marvin, and LaRonda, they got some mess going on, and Marvin is right in the motherfucking middle of it, okay? Like, Keezy was like, I don't really trust LaRonda because she'll call me and have Marvin on the phone and I don't even know it. Marvin will be on the phone with us on three-way and he'll be muted and she'll be sitting up there listening to the conversation. And so LaRonda was like, well, that's not a bad thing. And then I can hear Melvin in the background say, that is a bad thing. That's shady as hell to do something like that. And it is. Like, why you got Marvin on the phone with you anyway while you talking to your own daughter? That's messy as fuck. And that's the reason why y'all family so broken apart, because there's mess involved. There's middlemen. Y'all don't know how to communicate with each other, so y'all talk about each other like a dog behind each other's back. It's just fucked up. And a lot of families are like that, mine included, talking about each other behind each other's back, but not being able to confront the problem head on. Then Michael calls out LaRonda for saying that she don't like Keezy. She was always saying, but LaRonda did admit that, yeah, I did say I don't mess with Keezy. And then Iyanla was like, bad mom, bad mom, bad mom, bad, and then you throwing your mama on the bus. And that's exactly what happened. He threw his mama on the bus. But LaRonda created this whole issue when she decided to go out and get on drugs and leave her kids to fend for themselves with a foster care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to judge nobody's past because everybody got one. But I just feel like she needs to understand why there's so much turmoil in her family that she created, because she created a lot of turmoil and it's still going on to this day. And these kids are like 30 in their 30s and in their 40s at this point, and they're still fighting amongst each other. It's not a good look, and it's just not bad, and to the point to where Iyanla loses it on everybody. She wants them all to shut the fuck up. She just needs for all of them to listen. Just like she said, you all find a negative trait about each other and y'all harp on it, and y'all don't never want to find the positive in each other at all. And that's the thing, they don't look for the positive, they always looking for the negative. And when you're always looking for the negative, what do you get? The negative. So that's just what it is. Marcus reveals that he's hurt about his kids. Now Marcus and his baby's mother don't have a relationship because she didn't want to be with him because of the life that he lived. He chose the street life over his relationship, and that's why he don't really have the best relationship with her or his kids. His oldest son is 12 and he's following in his footsteps. His oldest son is very violent. He feels some type of way about him and his baby's mother relationship falling apart due to the fact that when he left to go to the streets, they were abused, and he felt like it's his fault because he decided to choose the street life over what his woman wanted from him. And in a sense, I understand the guilty that he feels. I do understand that, because you chose to go out in the street, and there's a woman here that can't deal with your lifestyle, and a woman that wants to be with you and wants you to be in your kid's life, but she don't want her children to be tampered with because of your lifestyle. Who could blame her? I wouldn't want that for my kids either. Let's just be real. I wouldn't either. And you know, he feels guilty because of the things that happened when he wasn't around. And it's natural. You wasn't around for your kids, and that's what happens. Like, my father felt some kind of way when he learned that my stepfather was abusive and he wasn't there for us. And I know that he was like, if I was there, I could have been able to help. I could have been able to do this. I could have been able to do that. You know what I mean? And, you know, I understood where he was coming from. You know, we talked about this probably when I was like 27, 28. And I told him it doesn't matter anymore because I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like, it's done. It's over with. There's no need for you to feel any type of way. Like, we're grown. I'm pushing 30 at that time. He was like, but you're my son, and I feel like I wasn't there for you. Then Michael, he's very silent. He doesn't really pop off. He don't act a fool. He just knows how to turn it off. He feels some type of way because he doesn't have custody of his kids. And he feels like he's stepping into, him and Marcus both feel like they're stepping into the footsteps of their parents. They just want to be the best men that they can be. And I feel like Marcus and Miguel, I think it's Miguel or Michael, is whatever his name is. But they really want to be better men. They just don't know how to be better men. But I feel like Michael has a better chance at it than Marcus. But then again, Marcus has a good chance at it because despite whatever he goes through, despite whatever he does, at the end of the day, he still wants to do good. So I still see some type of promise in him. But you do know that even though that this was the end of the episode, you do know they got 2 more episodes dedicated to this family. And I can't wait to see the rest. With that being said, you guys, leave it below. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And I already said subscribe already, goddammit. Follow me on Instagram at Scotty_by_nature. And I am out of here, you guys. To my Real Housewives of Potomac video, I'm out of here. Peace.